On this episode of Cedar Springs TV, we will be talking about the clubs that are offered to students here at Cedar Springs High School.
We will also discuss the new COVID mandates and how they impact everyone.
As seniors are finishing up their school year, student athletes are finishing their high school careers, and Cedar Springs TV takes a look at our senior softball and baseball players.
And we will also be looking at what the youth of today prefers in music. All that and more on this episode of Cedar Springs TV Live.
Welcome back. We are your co-hosts, Clara Soto Suarez
And Sabina Pate.
Hey Sabina, it's been a tough year. How are you doing?
I'm doing pretty decently, thanks for asking. So, since you're a foreign exchange student, how's your time been in the U.S.?
It's been great. It's very different, but not necessarily in a bad way.
Have you gotten involved in any extracurricular activities?
Yeah, I did cheerleading and I'm currently playing softball. It feels good to be involved.
That's true. It's an incredible thing to be involved in things like clubs. Clubs in high school, bring on new friends, build communities, and they just get to know one another better. We're so lucky to have this many options at Cedar Springs.
Speaking of clubs, we have a great story about the available clubs here and what's the deal with them. Here's Madison Souders and the clubs and extracurricular activities at Cedar Springs High School.
During this pandemic, extracurricular activities and clubs have taken a hit. But now that the schools have loosened their restrictions, they are back underway. We now go to Cedar Springs High School to meet the heads of some of their newly reopened clubs.
Our club is about a snowmobile club, and it initially started off with that, I'm going to say about 5 years ago, and it was brought forward about students who had interest in snowmobiling, and they wanted to do it with friends here at school. So we just started with that and met up and started going out on the White Pine Trail out here. And that's kind of how it got started. And it kind of evolved from that to more of a fellowship too. And so then this year we actually added something new, which was an ATV part of the club. So basically it's just getting together with students and going out and having fun with the ride.
So FFA is a national organization. We're just one little piece here at Cedar Springs of that national organization, but we focus on premier leadership, personal growth, and career success. So we're actually an intercurricular club, so you can't have the ag classes at the school without FFA, and you can't have FFA without the ag classes.
My club, we get together, we play games, and usually, we get together, set up a console or something, and play a game together. That's mostly what it is.
So one of the cool things about ag education and FFA here is once you get to a phase, once you've taken ag and natural resources, plant science, and animal science, you can take what we call independent studies or Q classes. And one of those Q classes is leadership, which is an awesome class, but what's really cool is you can take the ag independent studies. And in those classes, they are going to get you industry certifications that are really awesome resume builders, and then they're going to prepare you for a career in the field that you choose.
Another thing that I think we should do as this group is we've started it this spring and it turned out very well, and that is expanding the ATV motorcycles to go. Rather than being just a snowmobile club, we could highlight it to be a snowmobile ATV club. And I think that gets more people involved because there's a lot of people with motorcycles and stuff. Plus, really think the season. We don't have snow that often, and you're kind of relying on the snowmobile club to rely on the snow. And with the ATV motorcycle group, you can pretty much go in the spring and then the summer and in the fall. And I think that will kind of grow and has a chance to grow bigger than what the snowmobile is.
We've been doing it online for a while, so we do Jackbox games, or earlier we were doing Among Us when that was really popular, so yeah, we've been just doing online games and stuff like that.
Even though all the clubs have had their issues with the pandemic over the last year, they are all excited to be back and doing the hobby that brings them all together. If you yourself would want to join a club, but none of them seem to fit your interests, you can create your own with the help of a teacher sponsor.
Wow, there are a lot more activities here than I thought.
Yeah, I mean, you're telling me I've lived here my entire life and I didn't even know there was this many clubs.
I'm so glad everyone has a place here. Everyone has someone that enjoy things they do.
It always feels nice to have a community, which is why clubs are so important. After this short break, we will be taking a look at the new COVID mandates and how they impact everyone.
I know you want it. Everybody wants it. It's the greatest thing since sliced bread, because it is bread. And I also know that you need more bread, so why not a mass of bread? A mass of bread is guaranteed to make your mood 10 times better. Because it is chock full of antidepressants, and because it's such an amazing food. A mass of bread has been proven to make that guy you don't like have a bad day and stub his toe, probably. Did you know Jesus ate a mass of bread when writing the Bible? It's true. So eat a mass of bread. It's our Savior's body, the most amazing part of it as well.
Welcome back. We're just about to see a story about the new COVID mandates and what they're for.
The new COVID mandates are definitely different from what they were. It's going to be hard to adjust, but we're resilient. We can do this.
While they may be odd, these new mandates can keep us safe while being able to have fun and do more with others.
We're sending the live stream to Wyatt Cooper, who will talk more about the new COVID mandates and what they mean for students here at Cedar Springs.
With the new rules coming to COVID-19, people are no longer to quarantine once they have vaccine from the contact tracing. Also, 16 and older will now be allowed to have the vaccine. The state's goal of vaccinating is 70% of all Michiganders, 16 and older. 65% of all Michiganders have had the vaccine. Social gatherings, as long as 100% capacity in most buildings, will now be allowed. 70% of all Michiganders are vaccinated, the mask rule will be lifted. The Johnson & Johnson vaccine is now eligible because it has been approved by the FDA and the CDC. Pfizer COVID-19 vaccine is now able to be used for emergency use on adolescents 12 and older. Now let's get our students' opinions.
What has COVID done to your plans throughout this year?
It has ruined my plans because just the masking in general has been an issue. With going on vacation, you have to wear the mask all day long, and especially now with summer getting here, it's getting hotter and hotter and hotter, and wearing the mask just makes you overheat really easy.
What are your thoughts on the vaccine?
The vaccine, I think it's beneficial for 90% of people. Just with the last 10%, people with like not very good immune systems will have issues with it, because if you take the vaccine, it's basically giving you some of the actual virus itself to help your body fight it off. But if your immune system isn't that good and you get introduced to that the virus, your body could have severe reactions to it. You get severely sick from it.
And how has COVID affected your education?
It's affected my education because going in from online learning to in-person, it's just a stretch because there's online people that are coming in and out all the time. Then you have the in-person people. It's like they're at different points. So the online kids are at a different point in their education versus the in-person. And then when they come back, it throws them off severely.
With the new COVID restrictions, how do you feel about them?
Well, I'm really hopeful for the new restrictions, especially like if you're fully vaccinated, you have less restrictions. That's pretty nice. I don't have to get tested every week anymore because I'm done with all that.
How do you feel about the COVID affecting your sports?
Honestly, it hasn't affected my sports too much, other than losing last year's season of track. To wrap it up, here are some statistics. As of May 13th, 2020, there are 578,945 deaths, and total cases are up to 32,543,350.
Everything has been so different because of COVID. I wonder if it'll ever go back to normal.
I have no clue, but this whole corona thing has been a huge learning experience for me. Not only did I have to adapt to a new lifestyle here, but also had to learn how to live in a pandemic. Additionally, as I'm involved in after-school activities, I've been learning how to adapt to how sports are now.
Well, at least some sports seasons are coming to a close. That way athletes can take a break from balancing school, sports, and their social life.
My name is Charlie Wint with CSTV Sports. With the baseball season and softball season coming to a close, not everyone is going to make it to the major leagues. For a certain senior, his ticket may be to the NFL, not the MLB. For other players, they have other opportunities ahead of them. Hopefully seniors have any advice they have for future players. Here's Jackson Dimes with the story.
As seniors wrap up their last days in high school, many spring athletes are finishing up their seasons. Here's a look into the baseball and softball seniors and how they feel as their time on the field comes to a close.
I think what I will miss most about being a senior on the softball team this year is just getting the chance to get to know the younger players on the team and building a relationship with them and getting to be a leader to them. And I think not only having a relationship and leading them on the field, but off the field as well is important. And so getting to see them grow throughout their high school career is pretty cool.
One thing that I'm going to miss the most about my high school career is just being with all my friends, the same people that I've played with for 10 plus years. Because when I go play with other people, I'm not going to know how they play. I don't think I'll enjoy it as much, and I think it'll still be fun, but I'm going to lose the aspect of having that camaraderie and team chemistry with my team.
My biggest advice to upcoming freshman players is to go to all of the optional practices in the winter because it's just really good to develop all your skills and to get a jump start on the season. I've gone to most of them, and I think it's really important to help you better your fundamentals as a player, to get to know the coach, to better bond with your teammates. It's just a great opportunity.
The advice I have for upcoming varsity players is that you cannot give up on yourself. You have to keep a positive mindset. You have to have a good attitude even when you're down, even when you're in a huge slump, because there is other people on this team that are going to want to play. They're going to want to take your spot. They're going to have a better attitude. They're going to be working harder. And you have to do everything you can to keep that spot. You have to keep a positive mindset. You have to do positive things for your team. You have to back them up. And at the end of the day, things do get better. You'll break out of that slump and you'll start producing again. You just have to battle yourself mentally. You have to be mentally strong and you'll come out on top. And I would say that's the biggest thing I've learned from playing varsity.
Otherwise in sports, the Cedar Springs baseball team lost their doubleheader against South Christian on Wednesday. In the first game, 2-0 South Christian. In the second game, 9-7 South Christian. On Friday, the baseball team is going to the Art Van Complex for a game against Sparta and Forest Hills. In the game against Sparta, 5-11 Sparta. Against Forest Hills Northern, 6-4 Cedar. In girls softball on Thursday, the girls had their doubleheader against Grant. In the first game, 12-2 Cedar. In the second game, 4-10 Grant. Next game in softball is away against Jensen on the 15th. They went 0-10 Jensen. Now we go from the sand diamond to the field. In track and field, they had their OK Gold Conference meet. For men's, 7th with a score of 68, and women's track, 4th, 88.5 was their score. In girls soccer, they are the #1 seed in their OK Gold Conference 3-day tournament from the 17th to the 24th of May. In the first game of the tournament, they went 0-8 Cedar. In boys golf team, their multi-opponent tournament on the 24th of May at 1:30, and another multi-opponent tournament on the 28th of May. Finally, we are on the court. The Cedar Springs tennis team on the 14th went against Wayland Union. They tied 4-4. In their conference tournament, they went 4th overall. After the break, we're going with Sabina and Clara.
Okay, one question. What sound does a fish make?
Nope.
Well, if I understood sports, this would be a lot better, but still, it must be a lot to keep up with everything as an athlete.
I mean, it's definitely not easy, but it's not super difficult.
Kudos to any athlete. I couldn't imagine bouncing more than I do now. It must be a lot.
This is why it's important to find a healthy coping mechanism to help with stress, like music.
Music is a great tool for helping with stress. Different types of music help different people, and the variety of genres available is amazing because it means a variety of different people are united with music.
I wonder what type of music students here in Cedar like. Here's Emma Smith with her story.
We all know that music has many effects on many different kinds of people. We've asked a few individuals what kinds of music they listen to and how it affects them.
I'd say the music I listen to the most is rap music. Not like maybe brand new, but I kind of listen to early 2000s and some of the newer songs.
I listen to like rap or like hip hop, occasional country, it depends on my mood.
Not if I listen to a certain genre of music the most. I sort of like a lot of music. I can tell you the one I listen to the least, and that's probably like twangy country music. It is definitely not high on my priority list.
Favorite song artist? I feel like my favorite country artist is Luke Combs. He's one of them.
I guess right now I have quite a few songs by Polo G on my playlist. Well, I listened to his new song, which went platinum. So that was a good song. It was Rap Star, but I've just been listening and branching off with music he has.
I don't have a favorite song or artist or things like that. I have things that click in my head that I remember at certain times that I think are really good, and different styles, and different artists that I listen to. I'm a child of the 90s. I like old school 90s rap. I think that's great. I like Dropkick Murphys, like a rock sort of Celtic style. Dave Matthews Band from back in the day I really enjoy. But I don't really have that go-to song or go-to style or go-to artist.
Well, like obviously sad rap songs will have an impact on my mood. Like when I'm sad or something, I listen to that so I can feel like if I relate to that. Or happy or very fast-paced beats and stuff will bring my mood up and make me feel more excited.
Well, I think music has a huge impact on my mood. And I think you respond to music in a different way in your mood too. Like if I'm sort of feeling down or depressed, I'm not going to listen to like upbeat, happy stuff. It's not how I do things. I think certain styles make me want to do things and make me want to go. Like if I'm out working out or running, I want something with a higher tempo and a higher beat per minute, so it makes you feel like a certain cadence or a certain style of run. It just gets you moving in the right way. If you're feeling sort of down and relaxed or tired, you're listening to slower stuff. I think that has an effect more than anything else, but I don't think I listen to the song and feel this way. Like I usually feel a way and then listen to a certain style. When I think about how much of an impact music had in my life, I don't say it had a huge impact on it, but it was a way for me to escape certain things. So you listen to music and stuff like that to sort of get away, or to put yourself in a certain mood to do a certain thing. And I don't know if it had a huge impact, but it just provided an outlet for me to listen to, an outlet to express myself, or just sort of quote unquote escape from time to time.
I'd say just find a genre you like and then figure out what songs you like, because I just kind of feel that a lot of people don't like music is just because they don't take the time to listen to it and figure out what music they actually enjoy. So I'd say that.
I feel like the person who's listening to music, I feel like there's music that they like, but they haven't found it yet. I'll give them recommendations.
First off, that's crazy. Like, there's not anybody that's like, I hate music. Maybe that would be my response, I guess. Like, I hate music. Like, no, you don't. Nobody hates music. But I think the other part is there's tons of genres and tons of styles and tons of artists out there that you can find something that you can connect with, or find something that motivates you, or something that you just click with. But it's about the process of learning those things and experimenting and trying to find new artists and things like that. And once you hear it, something you like, it'll probably click with you.
I didn't actually know what other people here liked. It's kind of interesting to know.
Yeah, I think it's great that so many types of people like so many types of music.
Well, no matter what music we're into, what genre, style, or even show that people are into, we're all on this planet together, and we should make the most of it.
Mm-hmm. This has been Cedar Springs TV Live, signing off.
Oh, remember, tomorrow we have to wear class colors for Spirit Day.
And remember, it's always a good day to be a Red Hawk.